What did you think was the ultimate symbol of wealth as a child? My wife grew up thinking that having water ice dispensers in the fridge door was a life goal. I grew up thinking that if you had a basketball hoop with a clear plexiglass backboard, you were rich. Having new school clothes for a new school year. People were coming back to school with fresh gear, and my clothes were from last year or the year before. Having my own bathroom after growing up in an apartment where 5 of us shared one. Having 2 phones, not separate lines, just a phone in 2 separate rooms. Having a house instead of a mobile home. Kids whose parents picked them up and dropped them off at school. Not having rose art crayons. Being able to afford pizza on Wednesdays or $5 to attend the monthly school dance. Going on trips further than 50 kilometers away. Having an air conditioner or a dishwasher. Real maple syrup. We had corn syrup, not even table syrup. We also ate pancakes and eggs with ketchup. Eating Viennetta ice cream. Having a video game console or a home computer. Having packaged drinks like Capri Suns. Eating fish and seafood. Being able to afford actual groceries and not ramen. Having a bed and a bedroom. Jeans. In high school, someone wrote, "Buy some new clothes," in my yearbook instead of signing their name. Going to things like museums and parks, regular, nature parks, not amusement parks, more than once a year. Being able to keep the lights on every month. Not having your parents use your birthday holiday money you got from other relatives in the year to pay to keep water, electricity, or even just to buy food. I was a 12-year-old, saved up all summer from doing random work around our neighborhood and getting birthday money from both sets of grandparents. I could afford a pearl blue Game Boy console with Pokemon. I gave my mom my money because she was going to Walmart, and I went to play with my friends. Well, she came back with food and no Game Boy, and I was mad and asked her where my Game Boy was. And she told me she had to use the money to buy food because her card was declined. 12-year-old me was mad and upset, but 29-year-old me has gone through the same thing. Brand name shoes. The first pair of Nikes I ever got in 6th grade and finally felt like the other kids became a keepsake for years after I grew out of them. I still remember the compliments I got. Nowadays, I'm old and wise enough to be critical of how marketing has affected children's social culture. Ordering pizza for dinner. Having meal. You didn't have to mix from powder and water. We would get a little carton of milk at school at lunchtime, and I dreamed of being able to have that kind of milk all the time. Liquid hand soap in the bathroom or kitchen, and actual tissues. Having peanut butter and jelly for a sandwich. So many times I had only one or the other. Having bacon on the sandwich would make me the king. I used to think having new clothes and backpacks every school year was only for rich kids. I grew up with a lot of hand-downs and would upgrade my bag until the zipper ripped off, the bag was falling apart. Carpet. I have walked on a concrete slab most of my life. Buying food that's not on sale. For me, it was people who could take a shower and flush the toilet without changing the water temperature. Having lines on either side of your driveway. Having a swimming pool. A canopy bed. It just seemed like such a rich person thing to need a second ceiling over your head at night. Having a dishwasher. Eating Ferrero Rocher. Having Kleenex on the table. My parents thought it was a waste of money and just kept a roll of toilet paper out for us to use during the cold season. I'm 44 and I still feel bougie buying myself a real Kleenex. An outside fridge, where you put food that's not in the rotation yet. My own room. My sibling and I shared a bunk bed until she went to college. I grew up in the 60s in a rural Midwest community. The rich people had a garage attached to the house. If they were filthy rich, it was a 2-car garage. Also, rich people got color TVs in the mid-60s. We didn't have one until the early 70s. And nobody, not even rich people, had more than one TV. That was the last story in this video. Hear you in the next one. Keep your common sense. Bye.